The fan, how did you like the way you guys finished off the game? You gave up a lot of points, but when it came down to 50-50 balls and stops you needed and free throws, you guys were able to close out.
Yeah, that's what this time of year about. They're a great team. As far as playing from behind, you look at their last regular season game. Down huge in Miami, come out in the third quarter, make it interesting, and they have some blue collar guys over there that I really respect. They're not going to quit, and they kept fighting. Jay Crowder is a huge leader for them. He was in the huddles. You can hear him on the court just being vocal, just telling them they had a chance. And Isaiah Thomas is just a killer. And, he's not going to stop. And it's just big for us to kind of show that resiliency when things aren't going your way. They start hitting the shots late, and we got a little erratic. But that playoff experience from last season, it always comes back in certain moments, and it was huge for us tonight.
Kent in the front, Bria Janelle, loudgenius.com. 9 blocks tonight. Talk about the importance of defense coming into tonight's game and really setting the tone for the series.
Oh yeah, the team that gets the most stops will, have a great chance to come out on top. And I think our energy early in the game and towards the end there was great. Al, Paul, myself, Tabo. We got a lot of long guys, and we like to protect the rim. I think it's one of our very we don't get enough credit for that. So if we can, drive them into traffic and force them to shoot over our bigs and, block some shots at times, I think we have a good chance of winning.
Kent, is Edwin over here to your left? Edwin Powell with Hogspeed.com. I'm wondering when they made that run in the third quarter, was it something that they did defensively that kind of got them back into the game, or was it a lack of energy? Kind of wondering what you saw there.
Yeah, our transition defense kind of faltered there a little bit. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of that tomorrow in film. Just watching our transition defense. Early on it was great, and even when we got stops, we ran it back at them. But they're a very dangerous team in transition. You got the rim runners. You got Isaiah pulling up. You got Avery Bradley, which I hope is okay. He's a force in the open floor, and they have a lot of guys that like to put pressure on the rim in the open floor, and when we don't get back, they're going to make us pay. So I think transition defense is probably our biggest fault today.
Kent, ESPN.com. You just mentioned that the playoff experience you guys gained from last year, it showed up at times at the end. When did it show up? What did you feel really benefited you guys? And how big is that going to be for you guys in a series that seems to be so evenly matched?
When they were making shots this time of the year, big time players make big time plays. That's something I've heard, since I picked up a basketball, and you got to absorb those blows. And like I said, they're a team that's never going to back down. They're going to keep fighting for a full 48 minutes. So you got to be ready to, absorb those shots. Those threes. Jake Crowder had in the corner to put him up 3. Instead of panicking, looking around, we just get back in our set and continue to run our offense, and trust and believe in all the hard work we've done to this point. And last year was a great run for us, Eastern Conference Finals, and going that deep, it does. Most people say it's a different year, but experience sometimes beats talent, and us going that far really helps us out.
Kent, Jared Wilson, Hawks.com back here. 2 questions for you. One, you got to the free throw line 10 times tonight. Was there something you saw in their defense that allowed you to be aggressive or get to the lane? And then your second question, did you tell Al Horford to watch where he's blocking the ball?
One thing that got me into the league, something I've always been able to do is, put pressure on the rim, driving guys. I've been blessed to have tremendous athleticism and learning how to use it. Earlier in the year I was falling in love with this jump shot that I've been working so hard on, but my calling card is getting to the rim, and they shift hard off me, and the only guy they respect really is Corver, and Jeff does such a great job of getting in the middle of the paint and kicking it out. So if I see a crease, I like to attack it, and if I can get to the line, it really helps the team and opens everything up. And Al, he came over out of nowhere, and I didn't even have time to get my hands up. So I kind of over-exaggerated it, but I'm just having fun.
Kent, here in the front, right here. Jamila Johnson at ACLHawksFans.com. How important was it to get that Game 1 win at home? And also, what did you think of the shirts for the fans tonight?
Oh, I loved it. It's always good to kind of throw the first punch, being up 1-0. You know, we get to sleep tonight. You know, gracefully, you always need to protect your home court, and us having home court advantage. If we win every game at home, you know, we have a good chance of advancing. So you always want to win at home. You know, Indiana winning to Toronto won today, so that's always a bit scary. You know, you always want the home teams to do well, but and the vote green was amazing. I actually warmed up with some green shoes before the game, so I thought about being a little festive, but you got to get down to business.
Last one, Ken.
Ken, just wondering, when you're up by 19 and then, you know, quarter and a half later, you're down by 3. Just kind of what was the feeling on the bench? What were you guys saying to each other? Because obviously they have shown an ability to come back from.
Yeah. Like I said, they're not going to stop, and you know, resiliency is a word I've always preached. You know, it's a word that Coach Bud says a lot of times, and teams are going to make runs. That's the NBA. You know, being down 30 in this league is like being down, you know, 8 or 10 to certain teams. A couple of 3-pointers, some fast break layups, and then you're back in a dogfight. So, you know, you just got to stay with it. You know, you got to understand that teams are going to make runs. Very good teams are going to make runs. We've seen them do it before. You know, they've always played us close. So we respect them a lot. And I think it's just, you know, I'm just happy, you know, we stayed out on top and got this win.
Thanks, guys.